Hello, welcome back. So it's all playing out kind of exactly how I expected it to, really. It's all about the top caps, and the top caps seem to have it. The top caps seem to all have the same signal on the weekly, which has suggested the continuation of an uptrend. The difficulty is going to find, where the uptrend will continue to. I mean, this is XRP, for instance, on the weekly. We don't really need to look too much further into that to recognise that it's pumping hard, and it's not price discovering, but it's pretty close to doing that kind of thing. I mean, essentially, it's been in an accumulation phase for such a long period of time, and now it's finally broke out of that. So, in all fairness, it does have the power to maybe even go to its all-time high, as in like in the next few weeks or months. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I mean it is possible. I'm not saying it would happen, but it is definitely possible. But today we're just going to just look at, I suppose, at how these signals have played out since my original video about 1 or 2 weeks ago, where we were basically looking at how all the top caps have this here, which doesn't look like much, but it is a big deal. This conversion baseline cross on a weekly is kind of that is the signal that I always get excited about. It doesn't matter what cap the coin is. If we ever see something like this take place on a weekly, it means usually a very strong signal in a long-term continuation, and we will likely get that for a long period of time. Doesn't mean we're not going to get dumps. We're looking at a weekly chart here, so if you're trading this on a 15-minute chart and go, hang on a minute, you said it was going to pump and now it's down by 10%. So yeah, I mean, basically, I'm not talking about 10%. I'm talking about thousands of percent. Really, that's what these signals often yield, thousands of percent, even on top caps, which I know sounds completely bonkers and bananas, but that is the kind of vibe that you often get. Obviously, the larger the cap coin, the less percent you're looking to get back. So that was XRP, and it's obviously playing out already. Let's have a look at some of these other coins. So Litecoin's the exception. Litecoin didn't have one of these. It actually crossed all the way back down here, but that was beneath the cloud, so not the strongest signal, but a signal all the same. And so far, that one's played out pretty nicely ever since. I mean, Litecoin has essentially been in an accumulation phase for a very long time, forming this W pattern right now. And you know me, I like these W patterns. When we often see these W patterns, they launch and they will take out its previous top and then beyond. So we're talking $300 for Litecoin and beyond, just based upon the way that this chart has formed this W pattern. And again, I'm not saying this is going to happen immediately. We are looking at a weekly chart, but it is a very nice weekly chart, I have to say. We have a look at some of these oscillators. They're also looking very, very nice, apart from the bearish divergence going on here. Any drop for Litecoin, in my opinion, should be picked up, so long as we're above the 20 weekly, which is 167. And I know that sounds ridiculous for me to say that it could come down to those levels, but trust me, when you have a chart looking like this, there's only one way it's going to go, which is up. On the long term, this is a weekly chart overall. EOS, one of the favourites of the channel, and look what we've got here. Same setup as XRP, same setup as many of these altcoins. And on the one of the last videos I made about EOS, I said, look, okay, we dumped, but look what we've got here. Regardless of this dump, this is a big long-term buy signal, and I picked up some more EOS around these zones. Based upon that, this was the long-term buy signal. I'll leave a little link for everybody to see. The long-term buy signal, and it's playing out quite nicely. If we roughly estimate, or roughly where I bought in on around this, we'll just say it was around here. So far it's gone, well, it's just 80-90%, getting close to 100%, so I've doubled my money in the space of just over a month there, based upon a very reliable signal here. This is a reliable signal. Trust me, these signals, they're all looking very good. Ethereum Classic, not something I trade very often, but look what we've got here. Conversion baseline cross. Dump. Excellent opportunity to buy in since that signal. Where have we gone? Well, let's just say our rough buy-in opportunity was roughly around here. Similar to EOS, we've done 100%. Basically 100%. And Bitcoin Cash, what have we got here? This is a similar setup to Litecoin. So we got our buy-in signal here for the long-term continuation, and since that signal there, it has gone 141% and counting. these signals give you an opportunity to get in. They also give you an opportunity to get out. If you buy in on those signals, you are very, very, very unlikely to lose money upon buying on that signal, because the signal will tell you to get in here, and the signal will tell you to get out. And if you want to know more about using this chart, these types of signals, then I urge you to join the Patreon. I do have tutorials on the Ichimoku Cloud and how I use them, and I've used a great example actually of FET AI. I'll show you that now just very briefly. I mean how well that has played out from beginning to end, because now that has actually ended. So if you have a look at the signal on FET AI, we bought in when the signal took place on the daily. We have to zoom all the way back down here to get in there and have a look at what actually took place. So where did we buy in with FET? We bought in on the signal that took place over here, followed by a golden cross, which was great, and then a dump. So you could have bought this signal, or you could have bought the dump into the golden cross, which often happens. So the average buy price, I remember it very clearly, 5.5 cent. That chart has now yielded until the cross, the opposite cross, so we got 5.5 roughly thereabouts, until this signal here where we got out here around this dump. So that was 1095% from beginning to end. That's where we got in, that's where we got out. I'm not saying that this chart is going to dump or anything like that, but if you're trading this signal, this Ichimoku Cloud, which is what I do and what I have done here, and what we're looking to do on the weekly for some of these top cap coins, they tell you to get in and they tell you to get out. They don't give you the absolute bottom, but they give you a pretty decent bottom. They don't give you the absolute top, but they give you a decent top. So in this instance, this one did exceptionally well and gave us over 1,000%, over a 10x, based upon a very simple signal, a very simple set of rules. And if you apply those rules, you're very, very, very unlikely to lose out, but you have to apply all the rules. Again, all the details are on the Patreon, but you do get access to live streams if you join that Patreon too. I do 2 live streams a week, 2 hours a time, 16 hours a month for £7.50, all in. Anyway, I will leave it with you there. So things are looking good for these top cap coins, definitely, on the weeklies, which mean that we're going to likely have long-term continuation, which is what we want. Doesn't mean we're going to get it from today forward. So if you press that buy button now, that's all on you. You buy on these signals. But as far if you're already involved in some of these and you got in at those appropriate prices where those signals took place, you should do pretty well throughout the rest of the year. Anyway, I will leave it with you there, but thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day and take it easy.